Aberdeen?
Feels good. Weather's a little bit different, so I mean, can't complain about the weather for sure,
Yeah.
especially leaving in winter.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. And like, have you gone to Dutch Bros at all?
Yep, I went to Dutch Bros once.
How does it compare to Caribou?
I don't drink like a whole lot of coffee, so
Yeah.
I mean, I'll have it once in a while, but I never really had Caribou, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you walk us through the process of being recruited by ASU and your decision to come here?
Yep. So originally they hit me up about a little before New Year's, and then I kind of talked to Coach Cav and JJ a little bit, and then pretty much just talked to them about the process and kind of what you guys had going on down here with just trying to see where I fit in with the process and everything. And then I ultimately felt comfortable with the decision, so I came down here in between. I was originally planning on graduating from Northern in the spring here, so after the semester, but I felt comfortable enough to make the decision to come down and make sure to get down here for spring ball and everything.
What made you comfortable?
Just the opportunity, working with Coach Cav, and just, I mean, the development piece mainly.
When they decided to start recruiting you, what were the things that they said that they liked about you and the dialogue that you had there?
I think one of the big things that they liked about me was my athleticism and being able to use my athleticism on the field and at the tackle position specifically.
What were some of the things that Coach Cav told you that might have resounded with you to help you make this decision?
Pretty much, I guess, just getting the opportunity to work with someone like Coach Cav, who's had great experience in the college game and coached in many different places and developed a lot of different guys.
What are you looking forward to most about this season?
Just getting the opportunity to go out there and showcase my abilities and playing with a group of new guys, I guess, getting to know the whole team and just gaining a whole new group of brothers.
It's extremely rare going from D2 to D1 the way that you have, but how does that feel?
I mean, it feels pretty good. This is always the level I felt like I thought I could play at and I wanted to play at, so it wasn't really a big surprise to me personally, but I feel like it came as a surprise to a lot of other people, probably.
What about just your evolution from high school? You guys played 9-man football,
Yeah,
I think?
9-man football.
Yeah, what was that like?
It's a little bit different, so, I mean, the people who don't know 9-man, it's pretty much you take out the two offensive tackles pretty much, and then your tight ends are eligible receivers as well who play. So like the 5-man line, the two outside guys would be your tight ends, and then you have the guards in the center, and then your tight ends are eligible is pretty much like the only difference. But developing from high school, it's been a long journey, a lot of weight, and I mean, it's gone pretty well so far.
Wait, so where did you play then in high school?
I played tight end and D end in high school. Yep.
You didn't even have an offensive tackle, so you couldn't have even played there. So what's that like, just knowing that your high school didn't even have the position that you now are playing?
It's a lot of change, I guess. You have to learn a lot about the whole new position, a whole lot of technique, and just how to play offensive line in general, I guess.
And what did you weigh, like, let's say, when you were a senior in high school?
As a senior in high school, I was probably around 235, and I went into college at 235 to play tight end and got switched after my first semester. And then, so I was probably about like 245, 250 after my first semester, putting on weight to play tight end. And then they asked me to make the change, and I was hesitant to do that right away, but I mean, I think it's been the right decision so far.
Sure. What are the main things that you're adjusting to at ASU?
Just the speed of the game, just learning everything, the technique, the offense, and just trying to grab a grasp of the whole thing.
How different is it from what you were doing?
A lot of the scheme and stuff is the same, but obviously Coach Cav has his specifics that he wants you to work and the techniques that he wants you to work and everything like that. But other than that, I mean, it's football at the end of the day, and a lot of the schemes and stuff still translate. But what I said earlier is pretty much just like what Coach Cav wants specifically and the technique he prefers.
Since Kellen left, has it been expressed to you that it's an open situation with the left tackle position? Or?
Yeah, me and Asai are, well, I'm at 2 right now, so I'm just working, trying to get better every day and trying to fight for that #1 spot.
What have some of your first impressions of Tempe been like?
It's been really good. Moving down here, been down here for probably about, I don't even know now, like 8 weeks or so, somewhere around that. So it's been really good.
Yeah, besides the weather, I mean, what other stuff has stood out to you just coming from that?
Obviously, like the size of like the town and stuff, coming from Aberdeen and South Dakota, it's a whole different story and the scenery, but it's been really good. And just I guess the amount of people and just like everything that goes on. It's just a busy city compared to where I came from.
For sure. I mean, what are some of your favorite places to eat at? And
I haven't done a whole lot of exploring in the food and stuff, but I mean, we don't have like Chick-fil-A or anything like that. Chick-fil-A, Panda, all those good places, I guess.
Had you spent any time in a bigger city prior to this?
Not really, no. I mean, I've gone to like places and like visited cities, but nothing for a extended period of time.
Does it feel like a culture shock?
Not really. I've always kind of wanted to be in a bigger city and stuff like that, so I'd say the adjustment's gone pretty well.
What's your current weight?
I'm about 295 right now.
Is that kind of where you want to be, or?
Ideally, I'd probably like to be about like 305, 310 by the fall, but we're working on it.
Have you tried lobbying with any of the offensive coaches about getting some trick plays in there as an eligible receiver?
I haven't yet, but I'm definitely going to have to do that at some point.
Might need to with your 9-man football experience. Yeah.
Do you miss catching the ball at all?
A little bit, yeah. It's obviously really fun and exciting to catch the ball and get the ball in your hands and be a playmaker, but I mean, at tight end, you're still doing a lot of blocking and stuff like that, so it hasn't been like too hard of a change, and it's been good.
Do you feel further along in pass pro or as a run blocker?
Pass protection.
And why is that?
I'd say you can rely more on your athleticism as a pass blocker, and run game, there's a lot of specific techniques and how do I want to say this? There's a lot of specific techniques and movements and stuff that you need to do to be a successful run blocker, and it's just like a lot of practice and work.
What's Cav's pointers been on that for you?
A lot of information on my hands and my elbows, keeping tight hands, and working on that mainly right now.
You just started growing the hair out.
I've been growing my hair for 6 years now. So after my sophomore year of high school, I started right around there. During my sophomore year, I started growing it out.
You have a very rigid, like shampoo conditioning.
I don't. No.
Okay.
Cool.